Yeah, I appreciated it.
That's good.
One of the reasons I enjoy having you in my life, humorous text messages.
Good morning. It's Wednesday and it's very early. I got up extra early because I'm meeting Sophie, my long distance running buddy, all the way down at the other end of the river, and it's my turn to be the one that gets up early and meets on the far end, so that's what I'm doing. Slept great, went to bed a little early, which is amazing. Yesterday was phenomenal. It was one of those days that I feel like, oh man, like I'm back in the sense that like I can work and I'm excited to work. But at the same time, I feel like, and I hope I've learned my lesson, and I recognize when I'm feeling overworked, a little bit stressed, and then I walk away, I put it down. We'll see if that lasts over the long term. But like, I feel like I learned something. I only had to, you know, like seriously burn out 2 or 3 times to think. I'm a slow learner, what can I say? It's slippery. One of the stories that I'd heard tell, I don't want to do a little bit, I don't want to be TMI here, but one of the stories that I'd heard tell, you know, through my running career that I'd never experienced before I started running long distances regularly was the dangers of needing a break in the middle, losing control of certain bodily functions before making it all the way home. I've yet to experience the results of that, like the final potential results of that, but I've definitely experienced the tension. And on the way in here, this is just, I have to share this story because it was like, it was actually picture perfect. This one wasn't as bad as a previous experience, but like, you know, you don't stop running when the run is over, if you get my drift. Like you're headed for a very specific destination. And as soon as I got in, there was a postal service worker sitting right inside. He's like, "Oh, excuse me, sir. Do you live here?" And I was like, "Yes." So you're trying to be polite and you're like, "I do, yeah." And he's like, "Oh, what's your name?" And I told him, and he's like, "Okay." And then he's got this huge stack of documents, just monstrous. And he's just like, "Okay, nope, not you. Also not you. Also not you." What was your name again? At some point I decided to be like, "Can I come back?" It's a good thing I did. Could have gone very poorly for both of us if I hadn't. Anyways, how's that for a good morning? I'm feeling pretty good. Went for just under 8 miles. I would have lengthened my run. I kind of made the run a little bit shorter and more direct in the end for obvious reasons. So I'm currently at 67 miles, I think, for the month of February. Let me look. I currently have, 68.1 miles. Look at that. I'm kind of crushing my dad, but that's okay. He was taking a break for a while. This is a turnaround from last year. Last year, my dad was way ahead of me. Currently, I've got, 68 miles out of the 80 that I want. The 80 is what I got in January. So 12 more miles. I'm going to go for another long run on Friday. So that's at least 7 miles, if not 8. So that puts me right at like 75. So really, I'm just like 2, maybe 3 runs away from hitting 80 in February. And that means I'm doing some mental math on camera right now, which I know is riveting. It's the 24th and Friday is the 26th. Ah, yeah. So I just need to, I'll be fine. We're going to do it. We're going to make it. I really didn't think I was going to be honest. I thought that I was going to, be a little bit short. That's good. Whew, okay, well, I need to I need to hop in the shower. One of the things that Jess has been helping me with is getting better organized. And it's just a moment where I need changes that are happening. Obviously, if Kate's not working with me anymore, and I gotta get on top of a lot of different things. It helps to have somebody who's got some, like organizational managerial experience. So she's been helping me with that. Theoretically, she's coming over this morning to help, but she just got a notification that she's got a delivery coming, and deliveries in France, well, they almost make you poop your pants. They're not exactly the most reliable, at least for timing. They get here eventually, if they even try to, deliver it. I've been using Notion's daily reflection format for journaling because I'm not a journaler. I've never been a good journaler, and it's really helpful because it has like intentions. It kind of gives you a little bit of a form to fill out and interpret as you want, and it's been really a great way to start the morning when I have time, right as soon as I'm done eating or as I'm eating breakfast, to sit down, mark out things that I want to do for the day, things that have already happened and are going to happen, to take a moment to enumerate some things I'm grateful for in the morning. It's always good to remember there's a lot to be grateful for, and then set out a couple action items. It's not exactly the same as the to-do list that I use over on Asana, but it is good to have that in there to check back in between the two of them and be like, what did I want to get done today? Oh, that's what I thought that I was going to get done today. Let's focus back on that. It's been really helpful. I like it.
Right now.
Oh yeah, I started filming. I got a nice little angle. The other thing I did I listened back to that little movie trailer that I made for you. I was like, I need to make more random stuff like this.
I was really like, who can I send this to? Because it's really funny. When you have something, it's like a video or something, you go, who can I send this
I was like, this worked out really well. That's good.
One of the reasons I enjoy having you in my life, humorous text messages.
Your appreciation for it actually made me want to send you more, so it works out both ways.
Yeah, I was really laughing.
All right, well, enjoy your lunch. Yeah, talk to you soon.
Bye.
That was great. Jess has been really helpful. If you didn't know, she manages a tour company here. So she's worked with lots of, I feel like she's worked at a variety of levels over her experience. So it's really, really helpful to sit down and talk through everything, because I need help at different levels. I've always needed it, but I've always also been in this awkward middle ground where I can't necessarily afford to get the help that I need with everything as it goes and it grows. And Richard's always been very helpful when he's had time in certain arenas. Kate was very helpful in certain arenas, and there's just other places that I need some help along the way. So it's really good to have friends that can pitch in that way. And I actually have a phone call with somebody else who's looking to help me out as well. But I'm also in this space where I can't necessarily afford to hire the people that I wish that I could. So figuring out how to get things done and work done in the midst of tighter times, but also just wanting to, there's a real opportunity right now to prepare for what comes next. I think that it's really tempting to sit around and wait for whatever's gonna happen after COVID, after we're done with this never-ending nightmare. We're waiting for things to come back. We're waiting for life to return, for spring to come, for the ability to go out and sit with friends. I cannot wait to sit in the park or on a terrace having a drink with friends. I look forward to that so much. And so from a business standpoint, I know I don't talk too much about business on here, although I guess as I'm going to be talking more about various elements of it as we go, I want to be ready for when you're able to come back to Paris, for example. Most people find me because they're looking for tourism advice on how to visit the city. Some people find me because they're moving here. And so one of the biggest things that I used to have and that I used to sell was my guide to Paris, my guide to the city. It's basically a book. I mean, it's like 120 pages long. And I got it to a place where it was actually doing really well. And there's a lot of potential there for it to grow. But I have like this much, attention and energy and focus. And to grow these things requires so much more than just one person can do. At least I'm giving myself permission to feel that way. And I could focus more. There are things I could cut out of my life and really focus on one thing. But my interests are a little bit too varied to totally cut everything out that I probably should. That said, I am getting better at cutting some things out. So I definitely have managed to cut out a number of things. And I am focusing, but there comes a point where you just need help. All that to say, Jess is very helpful. That was a nice couple hours phone call. She was supposed to come over, which would have been nice because I actually wanted to show her physically like the space that I'm working in, because I feel like it's integral to like the productivity and gives you a chance to critique it a little bit as well. But it was really, really helpful nonetheless, and gets me really excited for what could happen. And she has a lot of really good experience. So her perspective is very, very helpful. So yeah. I'm always open to advice from people that I love and trust, and thankfully I've got some good ones in my life. Speaking of loving and trusting, I love and trust lunch to fill me up and make me feel a little bit less hungry, or a lot less hungry. It doesn't matter. Oh, jeez, this is pretty loud. It doesn't matter how good these speakers are. They can't totally drown out the drilling that has started back up. And I think I heard a saw as well. I think they're cutting wood and. So one guy's like cutting wood and the other guy's drilling into the wall for no reason. Anyways, this one's by Sir Nicholas and Kwame Brown. I think it slaps. I think I'll put it in. I always wanted to own my own business. That's what I was gonna turn this into. Like I always wanted to be my own boss, make my own stuff, be like creative professionally. And I'm really excited that is actually what I like. I'm so lucky. I'm lucky that it is where I've been for a while, and now it's a matter of how do I make sure that it stays that way, regardless of what happens in the future. We've learned a lot this year about, the craziness that is life in COVID times. How do we weatherproof even further against the future? And getting some help to think through that is, I think, key. Not just for maintaining, but for growing and for, surviving in the future, I guess. It's hard to think with it. I'm gonna get some more work done, and then it's back to the noise canceling headphones for now. The main question is where to park. I mean, that was not meant to be a pun. I need to park my bike. It is park month, so I'm here to meet my buddy Ricky for a cheeky sunny beer before curfew. There's got to be a bike rack over here somewhere. Screw it, I'll just keep it with me. This is a lot of people. The downside to everybody having the same sunny beer idea at the same time. This is a lot of people. It's gonna take getting used to. Totally walked past you.
I think I saw you over there.
Oh, you probably did.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you saw me walk all the way around.
Hello.
How are you? Found a spot that's not surrounded by people, which is really nice. There's actually a lot of space between us, fresh air. We're good, don't worry. For those of you that are freaking out, and if you are freaking out, I can't help you, I suppose. I was gonna say, you've been here for how long? 3 weeks now?
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks. Oh my god.
That's pretty crazy. What's your favorite part so far? That's all I was gonna ask. Because nobody gets to visit Paris for this long, for basically their first real long visit. So,
I think my favorite part is that I mean, not right now, there's a lot of people, but at like really famous spots in Paris, there's no one.
Yeah.
Like the Eiffel Tower and Sacré-Cœur, so I think that's amazing. That's pretty special. I don't think that will ever happen again, so.
Very special.
Yeah.
And you lucked out, you get to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Yay! That'll be good for today. Thanks to Samantha Liao for sending us out today for a cheeky beer in the park, my patron producer of the day. And to all my patrons as always, and to you for watching, thanks for watching. And yeah, it was kind of a scattered day for as busy as it was, but yeah, hopefully it all made sense. And I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning for another scattered day that hopefully makes some sort of sense. See you tomorrow.